Hey y'all, it's Jocelyn with Tip Top Plans, and today I thought I would do something a little different. I want to talk about why I got into planning in the first place. So I started planning somewhere around 2020. It was definitely during the pandemic, or at least like somewhere in the beginning. One of the reasons why I started planning was because I have studied on and off the Proverbs 31 woman. And every time I read about her, tried to study about her, other people talked about her, I always felt like she was condemning me. Everything about her to me was like an indictment against who I am. She's a very productive and successful woman, and she has all these wonderful character traits and yada yada. And I just always felt like every time I read about her, I was failing. So I remember one day the Holy Spirit led me to start, reading about her. And one of the things that stuck out about her to me was the fact that she planned things. She didn't go into anything, rashly. She seemed to be a measured person. At the very least, once she considered an idea, she weighed it out, and then if it was something good for her to do, she went for it. So that sort of planted a seed in my head to kind of learn what planning was. Also, during this time of the pandemic, the world was crazy. And I can remember at the very beginning, before, lockdown and all that stuff happened, I was down to my last like 2 rolls of toilet paper. And it was already time for me to grocery shop anyway. And so I already had it on my list, of things to buy when I went to the grocery store like that Friday. Because at that time I was grocery shopping mostly on Fridays. And I remember going to the grocery store and there being no paper towels, no toilet paper. And I just remembered how people were acting. There was one pallet of toilet paper that one of the workers at Walmart went to, put out, and everybody went nuts over it. And I remember seeing that and I said, you know what? I don't need toilet paper that bad. So I checked out with the items that I had. I left that store. I got to looking around at other places. No one had toilet paper. And then I started looking online, and I found some toilet paper at Whole Foods, of all places. So the next day I go to Whole Foods. I found like a 12-pack of toilet paper, and I'm a single, woman. So a 12-pack of toilet paper for me lasts, pretty decent amount of time. And I remember there being 2 packs left. And I thought to myself, okay, I'm not going to be selfish like I saw people being selfish in Walmart, last night. I'm just going to get the 1 pack that I need, and I'll worry about the rest later. But since that time of the pandemic, I determined that I never wanted to be out of basic goods ever again. So part of making sure that I was never out of things, that I always kind of had a stock and I wasn't just buying things because, I was completely out or down to my last. Part of that desire, along with the Proverbs 31 woman, led me to planning. So I went to YouTube and I started, researching, looking at videos of different women who were, they were planners. Some of them were couponers, different things like that. And I also remember wanting to find women who looked like me. And because growing up, we were used to just surviving, kind of going from one crisis to another, or, kind of coasting along until the next shoe dropped or the next thing happened. And I didn't want that. But I also wanted to, follow women who looked like me, so that I would know it was possible for me to do this thing that I had no idea how to do. I also remember watching Nitra B at the time, and she was doing a lot of like cleaning videos and different things, and I was like, I want my home to be, together like hers is. So those kind of things, really the pandemic kind of propelled me into researching what planning was, how to plan for myself, all those different kind of things. Now I do what everybody else, kind of did. I happened to find at that time, some Happy planners, and, all of them had classic size planners. So I bought a classic size planner, and, they were all decorating with stickers. So I bought stickers so I could decorate. And then I found that just wasn't working. One, I didn't know how to decorate a planner that big. I also felt like I was wasting paper, like I didn't have enough things to fill it up. And so that discouraged me. So then I started looking at different sizes. Before I settled on this mini Happy Planner, I had a half letter, which actually the half letter was, it was a good size. I like half letter. I started to become consistent in using it, but At Home with Keita put out a video where she had like an on-the-go purse planner, and her on-the-go purse planner was a mini that she had in a Kate Spade, I believe it was, wallet. I think she had taken the ringed binding out of it and put a mini planner into it. And I saw that and it was like a light bulb just went off. So I went and bought all things mini. And I've been in a mini ever since. Now my mini it's like my catch-all, everyday carry. This is my main planner. Everything is in here. This cover is from Jane's Agenda. It was actually in one of the, it was the monthly cover club, I think, and it had the gold foiling on it, but the gold foiling has come off since, it's October now, but I still like it for the, the clear cover of it. I use 1 3/4, if you can see that, planner discs. I have them in different colors. Right now for the fall and probably winter too, I'm doing gold. This is it's a clip art that I bought from Etsy, and I just printed out on this 5x7 paper so that, it would fit with this clear cover and sort of cover up some of the, what are these? Some of my side tabs. Oh, let me make sure I'm in frame. Okay. So that's my cover. I have in each of my planners and or notebooks, and I really only have, I would say I have 3 planners, but this is my main one. But inside each side of them, I have a purpose page. And I sat down, I thought about, okay, what is the purpose of this planner? Why do I have it? I want to use it as a place to brain dump. I want to use it as a place to schedule my month, my week. I want to be able to keep a record of my routines. I want to be able to plan out projects, vacations, etc. I want to be able to track my health goals and concerns. I want to plan and track my monthly budget. So this kind of guides the whole planner. And then I have, this is also from Jane's Agenda. It was their like perpetual calendar, isn't that what it's called? Yes, it's a perpetual calendar. And I just, filled it out. And that's my first section. Well, it's not even a section really. It's just like the introductory portion of my planner. I think too, oh, I skipped this part. I also have a table of contents, which actually I have to redo because I've moved around sections now. But I liked having a table of contents just so one, it could help keep me on track with what my sections were, what they were for, and where everything was. Even though I know where everything is, still I feel like it's good to have the intention of what every area is supposed to be for. And then if you get distracted somehow, then you know how to get back on track. So my first section, this is also from Jane's Agenda. It's all of the reminders, like annual reminders, seasonal reminders, quarterly reminders. I don't really look at this, to be honest. And that's mainly because I have not really fine-tuned my planner routine, but that is something that I want to do in the future. And then this is part of a project that I will work on later, but things that bring me joy. And I want to, I was making this list to help with self-care so that I could schedule my self-care better. All right, this section is my brain dump. These inserts are also from Jane's Agenda, and I just, when I'm feeling overwhelmed or I have an idea that keeps rattling around in my head and I feel like I keep pressing snooze on it, I have somewhere to write it down so that I can actually plan on getting it accomplished later. So that's that's all of my brain dump. Then this is like my goals, but also my monthly, weekly schedule is housed here. And what I like to do is I keep the whole quarter. So I've got October, November, December here. I keep the whole quarter because one of the things that I'm trying to do is use the 12-week year as like a template for how I plan. But my word for my 42nd year / 2024 was stewardship. So I made different sheets, areas that I wanted to, areas of stewardship like time, money, health, home, spiritual, decluttering, travel, self-care. So these are areas that I want to steward well. I've got some scriptures on stewardship. And then this is my 42nd year goals, which I did these two things at two different times. And what I like to do on my birthday or like within my birthday week is kind of go over everything and see how well I did. And this will be something that I'll be doing soon. The goal is to look at my goals while planning the week. But again, I have not fine-tuned my my planner routine, so I'm not as consistent with this as what I would like to be. But that's going to be one of the things I try to drill down on. Sorry, y'all are shaking. That's going to be one of the things that I try to drill down on for the next year. I also have my ideal day here, and this is kind of, I use this as a way of planning. So I can't remember, I saw a video that someone did on the ideal day and the get things done method. I think those two things were in the same video. But I thought it would be really good for me because I work nights and I work like 4 nights a week, Monday through Thursday. So there's a lot of things that I was wanting to get done as far as, cleaning and maintaining my home and, chores and running errands. And I found that I felt as if I didn't have time to get all these things done. So I wanted to utilize the ideal day as a way of figuring out how to do all the things I wanted to get done and not feel overwhelmed on one particular day. Or, like just on the weekend, feeling overwhelmed with this whole big to-do list. So I started with Sunday, and I used to have because you can see here on Monday, I have like all the times written out. And I found that this actually isn't very helpful for me. What is helpful is deciding when I'm going to wake up in the morning on a Sunday. And actually, this is true on Saturday and Monday mornings also. I wake up at 8:30 and then I list out all the things that I want to do and how long it should take me to do each thing. And I found that this was actually more beneficial to me than saying, you know, at 9 o'clock I'll start this, at 10 o'clock I'll start that. And then this way, if something happens and I need to switch something around, I can do that without feeling like the whole day is a wash. Now, I have structured this in a way that makes sense for me and keeps me productive. Like if I've showered and done my hair and washed my hair rather, I can't get started cooking with my hair not done in some way. Like if it's still wet and just wrapped up, I find that I can't think on anything else until I've got my hair conditioned and styled. Like I can have my devotion, I can eat, but I can't do anything else. I can't meal prep, I can't do any projects, I can't do my other self-care. I have to get my hair done first. So I kind of have things done in a way that, you know, works. And I have the time intervals here. And like I said, I can always play around with it if I go over, if I go under, but at least it gives me a framework and helps me to stay on task. I have to redo my other days. I'm going to actually go through each day and see what is still working and what isn't, and then rewrite this. But that's also one of my, if I don't get to it in Q4, I will do this Q1 of next year. And then, so I have my ideal day. This is like a pre-planning. I don't use it. And especially now since I have 3 quarters at a time, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep this in my planner or not, but I might. And then I've got, October already set up. I actually need to add, now that I'm sitting here, the 28th, I have an appointment that Monday. Okay. Yes. So I have my October already dated, my tentative plans put in, my decluttering schedule for the month, all that kind of thing. And then my weekly. Now this week I went ahead and decorated it already. I already planned for this week because I just wanted to go ahead and get that done. But I like to have like a scripture for the week to kind of focus on. And then, so I have my ideal day, what I should be doing on every day to kind of get things done. But what I write here in my weekly are the things that either I'm trying to emphasize because it's a habit, like a new habit that I'm trying to incorporate. So I want to remind myself to do this habit. So I will write it down. Also, any appointments, like I had an appointment this morning, I go ahead and I write that in. The new habit that I'm trying to incorporate is my 5-minute stretching. So I'll write that down. I actually need to include it in these days. Well, I won't be able to do it on Thursday, but I could do it Friday. So those are the kinds of things that I write on my weekly. New things that I'm trying to incorporate, or errands, and appointments. And that really helps to kind of keep me on track because I know what I should be doing on Tuesday morning, on Wednesday morning, and these are just the extra things that I'm trying to put in. So I have my 3 months here. My next section, this is my health section. I still haven't settled on a Bible verse to put here, but this is like my health vision board. because I'm trying to steward my health better. So I made a vision board. These are just photos that I printed out on label paper and then just put in. I have little thoughts here. Like I said, I have a few things to update, but this is that. And then these are my, so for our health insurance, we have like yearly labs that we have to get. And so I've been keeping track of what my labs have been over the past couple of years. And I have this year's labs and I need to add that in here. And that just helps me see, you know, where I've been improving, what my trouble areas are, all that kind of thing. I was at one point taking measurements here and writing it, but I haven't been doing that lately. I've fallen off, but I do need to get back into that. But what I was doing was actually writing my measurements here. Let me see if I have. Yes, so I was writing my measurements here in the monthlies. These inserts are from Jane's Agenda. They've been discontinued, so I'm gonna have to do something different. I've been researching. But here I've been keeping track of, and actually today is the 30th, so I had a hot flash last night. Now, I fall off with this also, with not being consistent about keeping track of everything, but I have some trackers down here, some dates and things to do. But I like to keep track of that here. And so it has like your trackers and your to-do lists, and then it's just the monthly. And here I like to write, you know, what my blood pressure's been, what I've eaten for the week, because I meal prep. So this is an easier way of me keeping track because it's the same all week. And then, you know, my snacks will be different. I also put my weight in. And then on the back, I can do like a summary of the month. And I just haven't done September's yet, but I have the whole year. It's just this simple insert. And I keep like the current 6 months in the front and the previous 6 months in the back. And this allows me to see the whole year and, you know, how consistent I was or wasn't, or, you know, different things that were going on. Some months I'm really good, some months I'm not. So that's my health section. Next is my budgets. I have my, you know, financial wise. I also keep 3 months worth of inserts here. These I have not updated yet for the new quarter, but I will be doing that soon. I have like a budget color code that I put in on this little micro insert. And this, you know, like when I'm going over everything for the month, it helps me see where I'm spending, you know, my money. So that's for my budget. And then this is projects. So these are things that maybe they do have a deadline, or it's something I want to get done, but it's going to be too big to do in just a day or like a weekend. These are like, you know, big things that I have to plan and break down. So I have that here in this project section. And I have different things. I found that I actually like these, I forget what these sheets are called, but it's like a dashboard type layout. But I actually like this better for planning out my projects than I do the old project sheets. And then, you know, I have back to write notes, and then I can always add additional paper if I need more notes. And then this section is for like notes, other random ideas that I might have that I want to work out. I can put them here. So I was starting, you know, like my sort of social media-ish area here too. And then a section that I've added in, this is going to be like my journaling type section, because I need somewhere, especially when I'm at work and things have been stressful, I need somewhere to kind of write down how I've been feeling, how things are going. And since a lot of my stress happens at work, I decided to put that here in the back. But these were all areas of my life that I wanted to steward better, and start to actually plan for or keep track of, to be intentional about. I want to be intentional about my emotional well-being. I want to be intentional about, my projects and actually getting them done in a timely manner so that I don't feel stressed. I want to be intentional about, my finances and how I'm managing my money. I want to be intentional about my health and different ways that I can care for myself. I want to be intentional about, my time and where it's going and, how I'm spending it. And then I want to be intentional about my goals. And then I want to have a place to just get things out of my head, because we're not supposed to hold on to a whole lot of things in our heads anyway. And so I want to have a designated place where I can get all of that stuff worked out. And so far, I would say I've been planning probably consistently since at least 2022. I've had my pitfalls. I've had my my drawbacks, times where I'm not as consistent as others. But in general, I've been able to really hone in on what works for me and what doesn't. Like for instance, with the planning, I love using the Happy Planner lined vertical. Now they aren't really making this this planner layout anymore, but I found a place where I can get them and not have to, because I don't like printables necessarily, especially, like having to cut and size and all that stuff. So I found a place where I can just buy it. And so I will just use that for the foreseeable future. I'm looking for, because I like to combine the lined vertical for my weekly, and then I like to use the monthly, the old monthly layout for actually planning out the goals and things for my month. I'm looking for sheets that are similar to this that I can find in the mini. I haven't found them yet, but I'm still searching. But even if I don't find them, I could sort of make this if I wanted to. I just don't want to. I'd rather buy it. And I found that this just works for me. And I feel like, a lot of people talk about planner peace and all that. I think part of that is you just not knowing what works for you and how your brain works. The dashboard system for me doesn't work because my brain, for whatever reason, my brain just doesn't work that way. But the line vertical, this works for my brain. It makes sense. And as far as my health, I tried the Happy Planner Wellness. I've tried using like a teacher layout. The teacher layout actually did work to a point, but this is even more effective because I need to be able to see. The thing about the teacher layout is everything is broken up into weeks, and I need to see the whole month as a whole. So this, the habit tracker, and then just having a simple monthly where I can keep track of, I can still see the week, but I'm seeing it still as a whole. And this for me works better for my brain in the area of health. And then for my budget, I just use, I just bought a bunch of old Happy Planner inserts because they were on sale, really. And I didn't see the need to buy like expensive inserts when I got these for a little of nothing. And I just redate them. There's nothing wrong with redating them. This color coding for me, this really works. Again, it helps me visually see where everything's going. I can tally up, what I've spent, and then I know where I need to cut back and how I'm doing. And so I want to say, I guess, for anyone who is kind of trying to get going on their planner journey, a lot of this is trial and error. You know, I discovered, like I said, that the classic size was too big for me. And that, you know, I liked the mini. I discovered that I tried different planner layouts, and, you know, once I found the vertical, you know, I stuck with it, and I just bought a bunch of outdated, you know, planners, and, you know, I'm pretty much set. But I would say, you know, research. I watched planner videos from, you know, several different women. The Organized Money, At Home with Keita, you know, those two I watched like a lot, all of their old planning videos, current planning videos, I still watch them. I also discovered that I am a functional planner with a side of decoration. Because at first I was trying to do decorative planning how everyone else was doing decorative planning. And then I discovered that just didn't work for me. I'm not an artist. I'm not a bullet journal type person. I don't draw. I wasn't ever into scrapbooking. About the most crafty thing I ever really did was cross stitch, and that doesn't translate to this. So for me, what's important is the actual planning and the breaking down of the goals. The decoration is just, it makes the planner, it makes my pages interesting to me so that I come back and look at them, you know, and then looking at them, I can review what I'm supposed to do each week. The better my weeks look, the more likely I am to open up my planner and actually look at it. So there's benefit to me in decorating, but it is not my number one focus. I'm not trying to make the planner look pretty and have things just everywhere. I know that I need, you know, what spaces are important to me, and I plan there, and then, you know, my decorations just on the outside. So I would say, you know, look for people who sort of think the way that you think and who also have similar lifestyles. Being single with no children, you know, I don't need to plan in the same way that the Organized Money or At Home with Keita, you know, plan. But I took things from them that I liked and I incorporated them. I also watched, you know, several people who did the Get Things Done method, Hobonichi, you know, planners, bullet journalers, even some men. You know, I watched several videos, you know, from men who planned and kind of took some things from them who were, you know, into productivity. And then just the little things that resonated with me and that I felt I could implement, I put in, and that's kind of how I've curated my planner. Now, as my needs change and, you know, life changes, this gives me a good platform to start off with so that I can make the necessary changes. And then one thing too that I will say is, you know, kind of know what it is about your life that you're trying to manage and or organize. For me, I was looking for peace. Bottom line, yes, I wanted to be like the Proverbs 31 woman, but even more than that, I was looking to live a peaceful life, to not be going from one crisis to another, to know what I was going to eat that week, to know, you know, how much toilet paper I had, to know when the next time was that I needed to get an oil change, to know, I wanted to know these things and not be surprised by it, you know, the day or the week that it was coming up, and then I had to scramble. And so There's a verse in the Bible that says, blessed are those who work for peace. And that verse, you know, especially when I was first getting started with that, that was like my theme. This planning for me is a tool that helps me work toward peace in my life. And the better I am at at using this tool, the more peace I find I have in my life. I'm not stressed as much. I'm not worried about, you know, when a bill is due and if I paid it and, you know, how much, because I have a budget section that addresses that. I'm not worried about if I missed an appointment because I have a weekly schedule that addresses, you know, my time. I'm able to keep up with, you know, my health and see how I'm, you know, doing because I have a health section. So, you know, kind of look at your life and figure out what is the driving force behind why you want to plan. Now, if it's just a creative outlet, then great, you know, then you know the tools that you want to use. It can then, it will drive your purchases. If you're just wanting a place to get your thoughts out and your creativeness, and you're not so much worried about, you know, the actual planning and your schedule, then that frees you up. Then you don't feel guilty about when you use your planner or you didn't or what have you, because for you, that's not your focus. So hopefully, hopefully that wasn't too long-winded. Hopefully it made some sense. This was like a sort of a journaling page kind of that I did. I might add to this, I might not, I don't know. But I found this sticker and, well, I found this clip art and I made a sticker out of it. And I really liked it. And this is sort of, I'm now at a point where I have a foundation for my planning, but I'm looking to really fine tune and hone in. And this to me kind of represents where I'm going in my whole planner journey. But I hope this random flip through why I started planning video was helpful to someone. Hopefully you got something out of it, and it'll give you hopefully a framework so that you can start to manage and plan your life in a way that is helpful to you. All right, y'all, so that's the end of this kind of long video. Until next time, goodbye and God bless.